Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to West Coast Sim Racing. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Tonight we're live for Race 7 of GR86 Series, coming at you live from the technical and demanding virtual Okayama International Circuit. 45 minutes are on the clock tonight in these Toyota GR86s. Equal machinery, tight margins, and a track that really precision's overall raw aggression. Mistakes will be made, and a mistake will drop you quite 1, 2, count them 3 positions. So buckle up. Race 7 of the West Coast Sim Racing League starts now. My name is Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network, and before we get to some virtual trackside action, we're going to take a look at our point standings here tonight. So race 7, we have dwindled across the halfway points out of this 12 race season that we have. Andrew Bound still up there leading in the point standings, but Slater Colby as well as Stone Colby ever starting to stalk and creep their way back up towards the battle for the overall lead in the point standings. Joey Rainey, he's sitting up there in 4th. Nico Colby, Brandon Birch, Joe Rainey, Benjamin Forehand, Josh Hunter, it's Dylan Baste, and then Marvin Samayoa, Amethyst Reist rounding out the top 12 in our point standings. Appreciate everybody making their way down and into YouTube land tonight. We see the YouTube chat already popping off. We got Andrew Mandris, we got Jordan Dopke. Of course, it's the one, the only Moonlight Dancer. Terry is in with us as well as we are rounding out our qualifying session. Let's take a look at some race information that's from this 11-turn, 2.3-mile racetrack here tonight. All right, we're running the full course layouts out of Okayama, Japan, doing about that 2.27 mile, 66 temps out there on the track. Couldn't be a better day for racing. 0% humidity at points, as well as overcast skies, 4-mile-per-hour winds heading towards our back. And this is really a flowy, technical racetrack here. You can see down there up and into, turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like about 7 there. You have that hard braking zone. Nice passing opportunity to make up that 11-turn track. All right, we just have a couple of drivers here within just going to round out their qualifying session, and then we'll be able to take a look at some we'll take a look at the grid here tonight. Before we do that, though, we can take a look at the practice results and see who was running where. I believe Marvin Samayo, he was very fast within our practice. That you see Marvin was 3rd fastest in practice. Our fastest within the session, though, was actually Andrew Bound with a 140.715. Brandon Birch, although right there behind him, he was very fast in practice, very late within the session on a graveled up racetrack, put on a nice lap, 0.012 seconds behind Andrew Bound. Marvin Samayo, I mentioned that, he was 3rd fastest in practice. Slater Colby, Jake Steckler, Stone Colby, Ali Axe, as well as Josh Hunter, Andreas Profana, as well as Warren Johnson, making out the top 10 in practice. All right, let us know who you are rooting on here tonight from Okayama, Japan. This is going to be a barn burner of a race. You kind of all of these drivers have had to grit their teeth within this track at some point. This is, of course, a track that is part of the free iRacing content, and you have to work yourself up within the ranks here at Okayama at least some point in your sim racing career. Most of these drivers, if not all of them, have already done that. You're out of the rookie ranks, as now qualifying is finally complete. We can take a look at our West Coast Sim Racing GR Cup starting grid. It's Marvin Samayoa. It's the Marvin Tater. It's 140.676. That number 97 slaps it up on the pole. Nice qualifying effort there for Marvin. He's going to have to try and run away from the pack here on the start. Andrew Banner is going to start here in P2, our points leader. Slater Colby sitting at P2 in the points. He'll start P3 tonight. Alongside him is his twin brother Stone. Brandon Birch, remember he was second fastest in practice. He'll start P5. Josh Hunter, Ali Xe, Joe Rainey, Benjamin Forehand, and our Italian, Andreas Profana. He'll start P10. Colton Juarez, Samuel Donathan, that is 11th and 12th. Jake Steckler, Warren Johnson, Juan Hallett, Glenn Bratton, Amethyst Reese, as well as Tamir, Dylan Baste, as well as Christine Maconi. That's our 20, count them 20, driver grade here tonight. What a qualifying effort for Marvin Samayoa, driver of the number 97 Toyota GR86. We're going to have to see what he's got here for us from our short pace lap before we get this race kicked off here tonight on STAM Studio Network. Hey, if you're liking what you see, and make sure you can kind of smack that like button there. That helps us a long ways out there back behind the scenes. As well as you can comment there. You can make some live comments as well when we are live. And you can let us know who you're rooting on, who you think's going to take this race win tonight. Marvin Samayoa, Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, Slater Colby, Brandon Birch. That's who makes up the top 5. Will it be a driver who starts up in the top 5? Or will it be a driver who possibly kind of starts out down there a little bit later on in the field, though? But we've seen, especially with our competition caution at or around the 20-minute mark, we've seen drivers have more than enough time to make their way back up through the pack. It's tight, it's technical. This is a slightly elevation-hungry track here from Okayama, Japan. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these, especially these new Toyota GR86. It's kind of revamped here within the sim racing world. This is going to be, I believe, our first race to actually see them out in action within these changes. I was down there behind the wheel myself. It just feels so much more connected to the track, a lot lower center of gravity. I think it's going to make for a great night of racing, as well as the rest of this West Coast Sim Racing Toyota GR86 season. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time to get up and stand up for each and every single one of your lives, because none of these drivers are about to give up the fight. Here we go. Green flag racing from Okayama, Japan. Around the world we go. It's side by side from the first 10 drivers back, and then we start to look at 3 wide. 3 and even 4. Looks like all these drivers will make their way and okay through it. It'll still be Marvin Samayoa and Andrew Bound here to the lead of the race. Slater Colby, Stone Colby, Brandon Birch. That's our top 5. Nice start to this race. Now they're going to rocket their way down and into the braking zone here. Nice passing opportunity for some of these drivers. Slater Colby does not make the passing opportunity work. You know who does, though? It's Samuel Donathan. Samuel's already up 4 positions since the drop of the green flag, going into 1 and 2. Made 2 passes, as well as out of 3 and 4, 2 more. Let's see if he's got anything else for him here, as Andrew Bound drops 3 positions. That's that bluey Toyota GR86, baby blue 657 machine around the outside. Brandon Birch has the inside line. These 2 drivers continuing to go at it on this opening lap here from Japan. So far, so good on spins. Oh, no, it's the Sean and Tater curse. Andreas Profana, he's involved. Amethyst Reese is involved. Christine Maconi, Glenn Bratton, they're still wrecking around here. I believe that's out of turn 7 and 8. Remember, I mentioned that in our pre-race kind of discussions here. That would be a tight, a treacherous portion of the track, especially opening laps. It's cool track temps, cool tires, cool brakes, all of the above. We still continue to see side by side. This is for 14th and 15th. Whoa, hang on to it, Juan Hallett. That number 64 machine lives to fight another day. We'll go back up to the race lead to complete lap number 2. Marvin Samayoa, Slater Colby, Stone Colby, Brandon Birch drops all the way to P5. on board with Brandon Birch here. Let's see if he has anything, excuse me, Andrew Bound. Let's see if he has anything for Brandon Birch or Stone Colby. Now it's Stone Colby. He gets 4 tires in the race grass. That's going to lose quite a few positions there for Stone, the purple people leader in that Apex Motor Club 52 machine. Stone drops all the way back there to where Andrew had originally dropped here. As now looks like Josh Hunter, Benjamin Forant, Samuel Donathan, as well as Joe Rainey. Looks like he got a little loose there on corner exits. He loses quite a bit to this gap here in the top 6, 7, and 8 running positions. Warren Johnson is going to try to stick this outside line. Ali Xay is looking around the inside. We'll have to see what happens between the 24 and the 19. Nice kind of defensive line there going into the corner for Warren Johnson, the Verus Engineering Toyota GR86. Warren's up 3 spots since the start of the race. Back up into the race lead. Marvin Samayoa, Slater Colby, maybe a little leaning on each other, maybe a little contact on their side. Slater Colby to the race lead in his Apex Motor Club Toyota GR86. Marvin Samayoa from the pole drops to P2, and Brandon Birch out of nowhere, he's right up back and into this battle. Remember, Brandon Birch, he dropped all the way, excuse me, he dropped to third after fighting there, but now has gained 2 spots back since then. Brandon Birch, nice start to this race. I was referring to Andrew Bound actually there, apologies for that. Andrew started up there in the P2 position. That's the driver who'd kind of lost down into about P5 here on the race start. Continuing to be separated by just about 3 to 2/10 of a second, this whole front pack here, and then it starts to be separated by just another pack as Warren Johnson, he goes wide again, trying to make the inside line work. Ali Xay has nothing to do here but except to get off that throttle pedal, and except right as I said that, Warren Johnson, he gets loose again, and there goes Ali Xay. I'm finally able to make that pass happen. Ali Xay up to P11, Slater Colby up to the race lead. There's battles all over the racetrack. We'll take a brief look at the start to the race. So watch it here, Andrew Bound. He started up there on the outside row of the start row, and we'll see what happens to him here, how he loses 3 positions. Look at that, it gets way tight there. A little bit of contact with Andreas Profana in the Dynaco machine. Here we go, around through turns 3 and 4, and then through turns 5. It was about through right here, or when Andrew Bound eventually lost those positions. Wonder if there was maybe some contact here as we head our way into one of the highest speed braking zones on the track. Oh, it was not. No contact, just a little bit too deep into the braking zone. Oh, biscuit, says Andrew Bound. That was a very nice save of the 651. Live to fight another day, as well as, oh goodness, we had that other spin there on lap 1 of the race. Here's another look at it. It's going to be Glenn Bratton who was involved here should be, right side of your screen. Andreas Profana, he goes around. Then there's Glenn Bratton, just nowhere to go. I think that's Amethyst Reese right there in the 037. She's also involved. Andreas Profana, Tamir, Juan Hallett. Looks like Juan Hallett made it through, thankfully, there. Whew, pretty wild opening lap, but up until then, things have kind of calmed down here, as well as starting to calm down for the race lead after Slater Colby had made the pass over Marvin Samayoa. Marvin still continues to sit P2. Andrew Bound continues to sit P3, almost back up to where he started the race. Then Brandon Birch there. That's the driver. He's had a really good start. Originally gained 2 spots, now back up to 1 after falling back to 4th after Andrew Bound moves his way back up to 3rd, that final driver interview spot. We are 6 minutes down here out of this 45-minute race. Competition caution at or around minute 20. The top on board here with Stone Colby after he tries to regroup and rearm here, try and get back to at least where he started in P4. This is such a fun section of corners here. It's going to be like uphill to the left, and then they'll switch right back to the right. Really, it's tough to make a pass here, but if you find yourself down around that inside line, you can possibly kind of fight down there on corner exit. None of these drivers up here within the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 5th positions running double file. It's probably well said there, because not only is it kind of riskier running double file, but you do start to lose that the kind of speed and momentum that you had there on that driver back behind you. Back up here to the race lead, Marvin Samayoa. Let's see if he dives it down the inside or if he's just going to look there. He is going to be there. It'll be door-to-door racing for the race lead out of turn number 1. Marvin Samayoa trying to make the outside line work. Slater Colby drives it down to back and around the inside line. Also had a little bit of help there out of his rear bumper with Andrew Bound. Let's see what Slater Colby's able to do here. Whoa, there's contact. Slater Colby, he goes way, way wide. 4 tires off the racetrack, 3 wide for the race leader at Okayama. Brandon Birch is around the inside. Andrew Bound, he is stuck in the middle in that bluey Toyota GR86. It's now 2 by 2 for the race lead. Slater Colby from the lead back to P3. Brandon Birch, oh, he was leading, but here comes Andrew Bound backing around the outside line. That's going to be tougher to make the pass happen. Brandon Birch hard on into the brakes. There you see Marvin Samayoa also carrying the speed. Nicely done there through the corner. Samayoa, he continues to fight for that P3 spot. Puts Slater Colby back to P4. Andrew Bound, let's see if he's going to do anything with Brandon Birch's rear bumper here, or if he's just going to continue to be kind of patient here. I don't hate being patient, especially look at the clock here. We're 8 minutes down, probably about 12 to 13 minutes till that competition caution, and then the whole rest of the race to battle it out here. One of my favorite lines to say, Andrew Bound going to school right now, studying for his final exam that will be the white flag lap. Once we finally get up to it, he's just got to make sure that he survives up until then. Andrew Bound, our points leader coming into here tonight. There's a reason he's our points leader. He knows exactly how to race these Toyota GR86 machines, doing just that here tonight, back up to where he started, and that's P2. Samayoa, Slater Colby, Stone Colby, Benjamin Forehand, and look at Josh Hunter. Josh Hunter is steadily creeping up there in that top 7 spot. Josh Hunter did start 8th, but he's got student driver. He's got the student driver livery. It really impresses me having that student driver livery because he's running lap times that are very consistent as well as kind of competitive up here with the race lead. Let's see if Josh Hunter's going to able to try and gain some more spots here throughout this rest of the race that he's continued to do. Keep your eye on that very vibrant yellow and black machine. Samuel Donathan right there behind him. That's our biggest mover since the start of the race, but right now tied with Brandon Birch as far as spots gained, and that's 4, count them 4. Brandon Birch, we've seen him this whole race season. He has not been messing around. He has been knocking on the door of a race win. Andrew Bound has that inside line there, but Brandon Birch, he's going to make the crossover work. He's going to be down around the inside, maybe not close enough to make it happen. Andrew Bound, he executed that pass to, you could not have asked for a better pass there. Waited, patience is key. Bound back to the race lead of the 651 machine, as now we will start look a little more side by side for that final driver interview spot. It'll now be single file up here between the front 5 and 6 runners. Stone Colby, Slater Colby, they're door to door. There's Slater Colby, there's Josh Hunter, there's Slater Colby going around. No, Slater, no. Slater's going to drop down to P10, but remember, we've seen this before. Slater Colby contact, goes around, but he has enough pace. This is a driver. If we see anybody spin here, I would put my money that he's going to get back up here into the battle for the race lead. You see, there's the slightest bit of contact out of the 35 of Benjamin Forehand, that Scott Adams driver developed machine. We'll hop on board with Benjamin Forehand here and see what he saw. I wonder if maybe Slater got even so checked up from like Stone up there in front of him, and then, oh, nice save there for Benjamin. Here's one more look at it from kind of the bird's eye view. Slater Colby, middle of your screen. Oh, maybe Slater just trying really hard to keep it off of Stone Colby's rear bumper there. Brakes maybe a little more than Benjamin was thinking. We'll get back up here to the battle for the race lead, as it is still broiling here. 0.4 of a second separating Bound, Birch, and Samayoa, as well as 0.2 of a second separating Samayoa and Stone Colby. If we take a look at the last lap history between our race leader and Brandon Birch, hey, look at Brandon Birch, almost a whole half of a second, a little bit more than a half of a second faster than our race leader as well as our points leader, Dr. Andrew Bound. Moonlight Dancer says, no, Slater. Oh, so does Terry. I am right there with you. It sucks, but at least, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch Slater work his way back up through the pack like we've seen before. Right now, Slater's back up 1.6 seconds from Joe Rainey, Samuel Donathan, and Jake Steckler. That battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th position, and then that battle's kind of separated by three seconds up for the race lead. Samuel Donathan, we know how he loves to make these passes happen. Does them with some ethical, clean racing. Oh, he's going to lean on each other there just a little bit. Oh no, the Sean and Tater curse going to strike here. Joe Rainey goes around. I want to say that was a big blink out there from Samuel Donathan's internet, and maybe that was enough kind of contact to send Joe Rainey around. The driver of the Rainey Homes Racing Machine is not going to be too happy as he continues to fall, singing Bob Seger like a rock. Let's see what happens here to Joe Rainey. So there's going to be a little beat, a little bang there. There you see Samuel blink out just briefly, and then I wonder if Samuel pushes Jake Steckler over there into Joe Rainey's left rear quarter panel. That's kind of what it looks like here with that slow-mo, and then look at Jake just hard onto the brakes, having to stop right there with a spinning Joe Rainey up there in front of him. Back to this battle here with Joe and Warren and Jake. I mean, look at it. Look at him go. Juan Hallett kind of leads this gaggle of cars here, this quagmire you could call it. Juan Hallett, Joe Rainey, Warren Johnson battles up and ensuing here for on the right side of your screen, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, all separated by just about 2 to 3 tenths of a second each. How about this run tonight for Warren Johnson after what, a week or two of having to join me up in the booth, not doing what he was wanting to do which would be battle outs here on the racetrack. I know that he had a little bit of VR trouble, had to order a whole nother cable, took a little bit to get to him, but he's back out here on the racetrack, putting it to these drivers, gaining a spot from where he started. Jake Steckler, Tamir started to go at it here right there behind Warren Johnson. Jake Steckler, he gets loose there on corner exit. We may look 3 wide for this battle for 13th, 14th, and 15th. Look at Andreas Profana. He looks to look down the inside, taking the spot for the time being. Jake Steckler trying to hold it around, which will transition back into the inside through the next corner. There's a little bit of contact between Jake and Andreas. Andreas in that Dynaco baby blue machine, gonna hold it up around the outside line. No, Jake Steckler gets the pass there for 14th. It is beaten, it is banging. We're leaning on each other tonight from Okayama, Japan. This 2.3 mile, 11 turn racetrack putting on a show for the fans tonight on Stam Studio Network. Let's see if Andreas Profana, the Italian, has anything left here around the outside. No, opens up the door there for Tamir to take that spot. Colton Juarez has a nice front view battle of this position as Stone Colby is starting to blink out there up on the timing and scorings. That's what was going up on there. It's a 3/10 of a second battle for the race lead. Stone Colby starts to have a little bit of internet connection issues in the 3rd running position. He still is out there on track. Marvin Samayoa, the pole sitter, drops to P4. Josh Hunter continuing to hang on to this battle up here for that top 5 spot. So if you're Andrew Bound right here, you know that competition is coming, but you don't know exactly when. How hard are you going to fight here, Brandon Birch, after we've seen Brandon Birch already lead a couple of laps? We saw Andrew Bound be able to take it right back out and around there. But hey, now like I mentioned for Andrew, maybe he was going to school seeing where Brandon Birch was faster. Well, now Brandon Birch can do that exact same thing. It's flipped right now. Brandon Birch, he's now P2, trying to maybe look down the inside line, just maybe get Andrew Bound looking up in his rearview mirror just a little bit. Brandon Birch, he tries to drop a gear all the way down to 1st and disappear in a more technical portion of Okayama. Ooh, 2 tires off the racetrack for Andrew Bound, but the gap stays just about the same between the two. And here comes that treacherous portion of the track, uphill, off camber, left, and then to the right. Sometimes some of these drivers, how they drive their cars can warrant better sectors within a sector like that, or where it's slow corner, kind of you have to put some some thought and effort into both your steering wheel and throttle pedals, as well as brake pedal, really allowing that Toyota GR86 to grip into the track. Or you can have kind of that the words escaping me right now, but you could also have kind of the, not the setup, but kind of the driver mentality. The word, oh, it's making me so mad. I don't have the word right now, but you can you'll be able to carry some more speed through the higher speed sections of the track. It's all how you want, how your driving style. There you go, driving style. That's the word I'm looking for. That's what we're really going to have to look clear for between these drivers from the last couple minutes of this race until the competition caution, as well as the last sort of finishing minutes of the race for the white and checkered flag once we eventually get there in about 25 minutes time. All right, real quick before our competition caution, we're going to allow you to enjoy the sights and sound of these Toyota GR86s tonight. Go ahead and crank it up. Here's Stone Colby, and that's right, Slater Colby's already back up to P7, closing that gap to Benjamin Forehand. Slowly crank this puppy back down. We're going to give you a bit more engine noise to finish this race off here as we continue to approach that competition and caution range. We're going to see if Andrew Bound has what it takes. We know he's had what it takes throughout the season, a couple of wins to his name already, but we'll have to see if he has what it takes to hold off the hard-charging Brandon Birch. Brandon Birch looking for a top 3 driver interview, looking for a much-deserved race win on the season, but right now it's Slater Colby who takes it around and to the side. Stone Colby, he's door corner clear up here to P2. Gravel continues to rooster tail out the rear end of that Andrew Bound machine as we should be coming up into that competition caution just any second now. All right, there you go. You blink and you miss it. It's going to be our competition caution tonight. We're going to slow and woe down the pack. Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, Brandon Birch, Marvin Samayoa, Josh Hunter. How about this top 5 battle that has been raging on since the drop of the green flag? Benjamin Forehand, Slater Colby. He's still sitting about P7 after that unfortunate spin of earlier on the race, which we still have, we'll take a race replay here in a brief moment. It's Dylan Pace, Ali Exay, Samuel Jonathan, Juan Hallett, Joe Rainey, Warren Johnson, Jake Steckler, the Italian Andreas Profana, Tamir, as well as Colton Juarez, Amethyst Reese, Glenn Bratton, and Christine McConey. That's you round out our 20-driver field here. That's where they're running at the time of our competition caution. We will take a quick look and see what happened exactly to Slater Colby. So this is when it kind of, yeah, that was the first sort of save here. Apologies, I'm going to rewind this here just a sec. Okay. Look at Slater here. We're going to go slow motion. You have to be careful on that bump draft there when you do have a little bit of a bend in the track. Contact there between the rear bumper and front bumper of Samayoa and Slater. Then Slater, he goes 4 tires off the racetrack. Here comes Andrew Bound. Brandon Birch, look at him go. He knows that right now it is his time to shine. Going to try it around the inside. makes it stick, and then that's how Brandon Birch was able to find the lead here for a brief moment. And then Slater Colby here, we're going to save us a little bit of time. Slater, this is exactly what happens to him when Slater goes around. No contact. I don't think, oh, excuse me, yes, there was contact. We did see this before. The Benjamin Forehand Scott Adams driver development machine. Maybe just a slight misjudgment there. He's going to tag and send around Slater Colby. Nothing malicious there. I just think it's a little bit of a misjudgment. And holy, that was huge there for Samuel Donathan, the RMP 14 GR86. Almost tagging Slater Colby, sending them both out and around. Nice evasive action there. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on STAM Studio Network. We appreciate each and every single one of you who have joined in tonight. We're going to get this this pace lap shortened up here in just a moment after they make their way across the line for this first time. Thank each and every single one of you. Remember, if you're liking what you see, or if you want to know us, if you want to let us know who you're rooting on here tonight, make sure you hit up that live YouTube chat. We appreciate it. And my name's Sean Stam. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, welcome back here, STAM Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam, producing, directing, and commentating the show tonight. Oh, just like every night. Andrew Bound still leading this race. Slater and Stone. Joey fourth in the points. Nico, Brandon, Joe, Benjamin, Josh Hunter, Dylan, and Marvin Samayoa. We got this race all slowed and mowed down. We're gonna single file this race restart, and we are already on one to go. So that's that's what we like here from this West Coast Sim Racing. It's a quick little, just brief intermission, just to allow these drivers to catch back up to one another. And speaking of catch back up with one another, hey, Slater Colby, could we see it again? Remember last race, Slater, same sort of thing there, dropped back to about halfway through the pack. We saw him slice, dice, work his way through the field, as well as congratulations the Triple Colbys on their Triple Colby action in real life and West Coast Sim Racing out there at the most prestigious racetrack in Arizona. Of course, Apex Motor Club out there out of Maricopa, Arizona. Whoosh, wish I could have been there focusing on some finals, but at least I'm able to see some sim racing action between these boys, hey, all these boys and girl, throughout some West Coast Sim Racing seasons. It's been a dream come true to bring you some coverage up here, up in the directing, commentating, and broadcast booth here. We have slowed them down, we've slowed them down, and now the lights are off on the iRacing safety pace car. You see all of these drivers getting weavy, jeevy, and jivey with it, trying to get some temps, get some pressures, get some temps in their brakes as well here as we get our way and ready for the second half of race 7 of the Toyota GR86 season. We have crested halfway through it, only 5 more races to go. It's between Andrew, Slater, Stone, Joey, and Nico within the point standings. Hey, no Joey, no Nico tonight on racetrack. That really opens up the door for some of these drivers. I'm talking Brandon Birch, Joe Rainey, Benjamin Forehand. If these drivers are looking at getting some physical memorabilia from this West Coast Sim Racing season, thank you, Warren Johnson. You better fight for your right here. Benjamin Forand, he's going to race restart in 6th position. Brandon Birch, a driver needing playoff points. He is going to race restart 3rd. Keep your eye on Brandon Birch, that baby blue Apex Motor Club machine. Keep your eye on Benjamin Forand, and that's white and yellow machine. Oh, that's right, Andrew Bound, he has the race start on his hands, and as well as he kind of catches the field sleeping. It's Andrew Bound, door corner clear by a mile for the race lead. Heading into 1, Stone Colby, Brandon Birch, Marvin Samayoa. The top 10 still single file on this start, just like we saw on the original start. And then it's not about till 11th and 12th. It's Samuel Donathan, another driver looking to make some passes happen earlier on this race start. Ali Exade right up there in front of Samuel. Samuel works his way up to P10. Juan Hallett, Joe Rainey, Warren Johnson, Jake Steckler, and Andreas Rafana. Hey, pretty much the whole field single filed out right now. That was a nice race restart on Andrew Bound's hands. He dropped a gear, disappeared on that race, the race into turn 1, as he's got Stone Colby now breathing down his neck by 0.4 of a second. And then you start to look at about halfway down the straightaway here. You do start to look at some argy-bargy. It's Joe Rainey who has contact with the rear bumper of Juan Hallett. Joe Rainey is now looking side by side between Jake Steckler. Juan Hallett may look to try to take the outside line to Samuel Donathan. Does not look like so, but gravel does fly up out of those racing machines. Oh boy, I keep your eye also on that red and yellow Apex Motor Club machine, Slater Colby. Unfortunately, Slater Colby loses a spot to Dylan based on this race restart. That mystery machine, the number 57. Right now, Dylan Bass, the one with doggies all over it, he is our biggest driver gained. I'm talking 12 positions since the drop of the green flag. Let's hop on board here with Dylan on this opening lap to the second half of the race. Let's see what he's got here. If anything for Benjamin Forand, he's got company, and that's Slater Colby right there behind him. Dylan kind of drifts a little bit to the inside line, kind of shuts the door from Slater Colby to try and make that pass. I know Dylan Bass, he watches these broadcasts back. He knows that Slater Colby, he knows that he's got the pace, and Slater Colby will do anything to make a respectful pass happen. Slater's going to try to... I don't think he's going to be close enough to make that happen here, as he does close the gap to that rear bumper, but not by enough. We'll go back out here to the race lead. Andrew Bound continues to pull away from Stone Colby, Brandon Birch, as well as Marvin Samayoa. I'm getting deja vu here, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this one before. Andrew Bound, he battles on the first half of the race, and then the second half of the race uses the race restart to really try and run away with it here. Whoa, look at Marvin Samayoa, dive bomb of a century, but a respectful dive bomb if there even is such. So Marvin tried to look down the inside, it wasn't quite there, and that's when you saw the racecraft of Samayoa. He got off the throttle, he punched the brakes even harder to make sure that he kept it off the side panels of Brandon Birch. Love these West Coast sim racing drivers, Apex Motor Club drivers, because that's what we see. It's racecraft, race after race after race, even with 15 minutes to go, and race 7 crunching our way across halfway through the season. Marvin Samayoa, I'm glad to see him back out here on track with us and trying to fight hard as he can for that final driver interview position. We know Brandon Birch is going to fight pretty hard for it as well, because Brandon Birch has had the respect, he's had the speed, he's had the pace, but it's just been, it kind of spins out of his own doing here late in the race, where he's not able to find himself up within the final top 3 driver interview positions. That's why we continue to see right here Brandon Birch really fight hard against Marvin Samayoa. These are buddies in real life, but right now in the sim world, they're competitors out the left rear quarter panel. I guess you'd call it out the bumper here, as Samayoa tries to find that easier pass. Samayoa, he's one of our cleanest, I think one of our most ethical racers. We've talked about this before. Marvin and I have. Marvin, he says he's a little bit scared, he's a little bit shy to kind of make those aggressive moves. But Marvin, in some Toyota GR86 Cup racing, as well as when we do race those Mazda MX-5s in the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing Series, he knows that he has to be more aggressive, and that's exactly what we just saw of him. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of the number 97, and quite frankly, I think it's what you also want to see if you're a competitor of him. You know Marvin's had the pace, but it's so fun to kind of watch him work these passes over lap after lap after lap. It's also fun to watch on board here with Josh Hunter, that student driver Toyota GR86 livery. He is running in the 5th position right in front of Benjamin Forehands, who, matter of fact, Benjamin Forehands, right behind this battle, he just set the fastest lap of the race. Driver running in 6th position, fastest lap of the race with a 140.71 as, whoa, Josh Hunter, he gets way deep. You saw the hands have to go to work right there. That may compromise corner exit speed and allow Benjamin Forehands to maybe make a move here. He's kind of drifting to the inside, looks to the inside, doesn't opt to make the lunge happen down there into turn 1. Another driver who would check up on real quick, it's Slater Colby, back to P8, restarted the race in P7. See, he just saw side by side up there up in front of him. He's got Dylan Bass, who's now going to look down the inside of Josh Hunter. Whoa, 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 no contact between the two. Leaning on each other quite a bit, but airspace between them. Dylan Bass up to P7, 12 spots gained, continues to be the biggest positions gained on tonight. Now Slater and Dylan will look side by side down this long, long back straightaway. Slater Colby down and around the outside. Does he have what it takes? Contact between the two. Slater says, I'm so sorry here, but I gotta do what they say can't be done, and that's get up here at least back to where I started this race. Gravel all over the racetrack here, 33 minutes down. Oh God, Warren Johnson, I just saw, yeah, that's why I was I was starting to stutter there a little bit because Juan Hallett, I saw his name fall like a rock in the live driving and standings. We'll have to take a look and see what happened to Juan Hallett here. Oh, he was running by himself, just trying to carry too much speed out there on corner exits, tires up and into the gravel. And that's what I was mentioning. I mean, well, that's gravel off the racetrack, but here you can also see on corner exit, gravel is also all over on the racetrack. Very, very slick conditions for these drivers in these last closing laps. Speaking of slick conditions, here is, this was a little bit closer towards the race restart, but Colton Juarez in that neon green Bell Helmets machine. Oh, no, 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 he loops it there. No damage for the 77, but has to pull the all 360 here and finally does get it going back right. Nice battle here between Joe Rainey and Samuel Donathan. Warren Johnson and Andreas Profana right there behind this battle, but look at Joe Rainey trying to make the outside line work. That's something that we have seen work here tonight, but you have to be careful because going into the next corner, more often than not, you're finding yourself on the outside line, opening up the door unless you're able to go around and shut the door to the inside line. That's exactly what I'm mentioning right here, and that's exactly what we see out of Joe Rainey. Look at him do it there right into the corner. Thank you so much. For once, it kind of looks like I know what I'm talking about there. Joe was able to use that speed and exit off of corner exit, find himself was running side by side, maybe a little bit of side draft there between Samuel Donathan. I'm not sure if Samuel just lifted off the gas there a little bit and allowed Joe Rainey to get right back up to him. But thank you, drivers, for putting on a show. It's, hey, for once I'm knowing a little bit of something here. Joe Rainey, Samuel Donathan, Warren Johnson, league owner in the West Coast Sim Racing world. Oh boy, he's got the Blinky McBlinkerson machine. Warren and I have talked about it. You may not like blinkers unless you're a fan of the Benjamin. Well, you got a Blinky McBlinky machine up there right in front of you in the 10th position. Samuel Donathan, he's shown that he is very fast, made 4 passes on the racetrack earlier, even with that slight bit of blink in his internet connection. We'll have to see what he has here in these last 9.5 minutes left of the race. Got into another really good battle. It's Josh Hunter and Benjamin Forehand. They were just separated by less than 10th. Benjamin Forehand's loose as a goose there on corner exit. He's going to try and get up within this, not really slipstream, excuse me. They're not the draft, not the straightaway I was thinking it was. Benjamin Forehand, he's going to try and get right up back to the rear bumper of, there we go. There's a smaller, excuse me. That is our long straightaway to work with tonight. These poking a huge hole in the air for Josh Hunter, as well as Benjamin Forehand, as well as Slater Colby. the further back in the pack you do run, you don't have the cleaner air, you don't have the cleanest air available to you. It's more turbulence, and it really doesn't allow the car to do what it feels like and what it was designed to do up here in the front of the pack. I know I say that we're only running speeds of upwards of 125 miles per hour tonight, but I do think, at least behind the wheel, especially with these revamped Toyota GR86s within this new season of iRacing, remember, lower center of gravity. I think it feels kind of a little bit more heftier around the track, and with that, I do think you kind of feel a little bit more of the aerodynamic discrepancies around here, and it really, this update, I think, has done a great job at separating. I know Stone, Slater, Colby, you might want to cover your ears here. Separating the two Toyota GR86 and Mazda MX-5 Cup car within the sim world. I know that Mazda MX-5 Cup car is desperately needing a rehaul. Maybe, hopefully next season here, as we'll continue to watch this battle heat up and brew for this final driver interview spots. Brandon Birch, Marvin Samayoa, third and fourth. Brandon Birch, remember, this is what I alluded to earlier on in the race. We've seen him have the speed throughout this Toyota GR86. Shoot, I'm going to call it both seasons for Brandon Birch. Excuse me, both seasons within the season, this season of West Coast Sim Racing. We've seen him in the Toyota GR86. We've seen him in GT3 racing and in GT4 racing. It kind of all comes down here towards this Toyota GR86. It's one of the most, one of the more kind of rookie machines within the sim world, at least within iRacing, that you're opened up to. Like I also mentioned earlier on within the broadcast, Okayama, this is one of the tracks that is free content. All you have to do is buy the membership. This car is free. This track is free. Hey, you could have been racing with us here tonight if you're not already within the iRacing sim racing universe. It's about to get good here, ladies and gentlemen. Only about 7 minutes left to go in the race. Marvin Samayoa continues to try and close that gap to P3. It's about 0.4 of a second right here. Another really good battle. Benjamin Foran, Slater Colby. Whoa, Slater Colby, he goes 2 tires off the racetrack. Oh boy, this might get tight here. Look at it, still no contact between the two. Slater Colby, he might have no contact once again there out of turn number 11. Nice job. All of these drivers continuing to keep it off of one another. We've had a spin here or there, but there's really been nothing too big, too detrimental to worry about. Here we go down into turn 1 once again. Look at this bird's eye cam, this drone camera shot. You can really start to see the different lines that these drivers take. Look at Slater Colby, a little bit earlier entrance on that corner entry, and with that earlier entrance, he kind of closes the gap there to Benjamin Forand up there in front of him. All right, only 6 minutes left to go. It's still Andrew Bound. It's Stone Colby, Brandon Birch, and Marvin Samayoa separated by 0.2 of a second for the battle for the race lead, and then 0.2 of a second separating Samayoa and Josh Hunter. Here we go into my favorite portion, the technical portion. It's earlier on the brakes for Andrew Bound. He's able to find that front end rotation, but he does get a little bit loose there in corner exit, heading back down the hill. That presents Stone Colby to find just about a 10th or 2. We'll see if Stone Colby continues to find some tenths. Looking at the last time lap history, lap 20, lap 21. Hey, lap 20, you could basically call that a tie. Lap 21, though, almost 0.3 of a second separating the two. Stone Colby, he's had his fun. He's had his time. Right now, his patience is running out. 5 minutes left to go tonight. Stone Colby 0.4 down. Does he have what it takes? Stone Colby also running away from Brandon Birch, lap 20 and 21 of the race. This is giving me, I believe the track we were at was Tsukuba, but it's really reminding me of Tsukuba right here because, I mean, we do have a little bit more passing opportunities, and this is a bit more, profound on if you do make a mistake, you better hope that the driver behind you isn't close enough to pass all over you. Well, right now, that's kind of what we are seeing from Andrew Bound and Stone Colby. Stone deep within the braking zone, but not really able to do anything with it. Same story, different drivers for Brandon Birch and Marvin Samayoa, continuing to run 0.3 of a second between both of these drivers for first, second, third, and fourth. A second separating, second and third there. So it's kind of a two-way battle between two different positions. Stone Colby opts to look down the inside again. Nothing is there for him. There's only going to be about 4 minutes to go next time by. So if my math is mathing, that should be about 2 to 3 laps left to go in this race. Stone Colby, ooh, I want to say he gets closer, but really within these last few camera shots, really has not been. The gap has been about the same between this battle for the race lead. Look at the front end suspension go to work, sync within the racetrack, giving these drivers as much front end grip that they're hoping to get here tonight from Okayama. Here we go out of turns 8 and 9, coming to 10 and 11. Gap stays the same, 3.5. We'll call it 0.3 for Stone Colby. Not able to close it to the race lead. And you got to shout out another driver here tonight. That's Marvin Samayoa. He's, remember, started up on the pole. I don't think he's been able to race quite a few of these races with us this season, but he's out here tonight with us this fine Monday night. And now that I have this in mind, remember, no Toyota GR86 race next Monday, as we will be off for a little holiday break, and then we'll be back live to continue the rest of the season 2 Mondays time from now. But I mean, Marvin Samayoa, remember, he was I believe he was 3rd fastest in practice, fastest driver in qualifying. We've seen him try to work on those more aggressive moves. We've actually seen him make one of those, a couple of those aggressive moves, but he's done it cleanly. He's done it with this racecraft that we've come to see, and I wouldn't say expect, but to, see that Marvin Samayoa has. He's a very he has a driver with a very much pace, and we continue to see him have a very nice battle between Brandon Birch. Back up to the race seat here as Stone Colby gets that thing all yawed and slide weight out there. There's only 2 more minutes to go. Depending on when these drivers crest their way out of turn 11 and into the start-finish stretch, we're probably looking at 2 laps to go. Stone Colby, ooh, let's hop on board. Let's see what he's doing with those hands, as well as listen into this brake and throttle work. Lost a little bit, down to 0.4 of a second, but going to use that slipstream, that draft. Here we go. It's going to be our white flag lap tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's Andrew Bound versus Stone Colby. It's our front 3 drivers that are up in the points battle that are going at it here for 1st and 2nd. Brandon Birch and Marvin Samayoa also having a battle of their own. Brandon Birch, he's going to retain that 3rd and a final driver interview spot going out of turns 1 and 2. Let's see what he's got for some defensive lines against Marvin Samayoa. Let's see what offense we got from Marvin Samayoa. Marvin, he fakes it down the inside, tries the outside line, nothing's brewing there. As well as for the race lead, nothing is brewing up there either. Stone Colby's tried everything that he's had behind the wheel of that Toyota GR86 tonight. It's coming down throughout the last half of this lap for the white flag lap. Here we go, Marvin Samayoa. This is going to be a nice move here. He's down and around the inside line. Brandon Birch has to go a little bit wide. Hard on the brakes is the number 36, but harder on the brakes is the number 97. Deeper into the corner. Oh no, Brandon Birch turned him. Brandon Birch turns Marvin Samayoa. Samayoa goes into the gravel. No. Back out to the race lead through the final 3 turns of tonight. Andrew Bound, it's Stone Colby. 0.3 of a second separating the 2. If Stone has anything left in the tank, he's got to show it right here, right now. Andrew Bound, the final 2 turns of the lap. Does our points leader, does our points champion coming into this race have enough what it takes to hold off the hard-charging Stone Colby? The final turn, the final straightaway. We're coming to the stripe. We get the blinky from Andrew Bound. It'll be the 651 Bluey Toyota GR86 who takes away the race lead. Stone Colby, he gets P3. Brandon Birch with the much well-deserved top 3. Josh Hunter, he gets 4th. I think Andrew Bound is going to need some new wrists. Marvin Samayoa unfortunately finishes P7 after that spin. Joe Rainey, Dylan Bass, Benjamin Forans, and Andreas Fofana round out the top 10. Don't report us. This is what we do here after the race, and we're just having some fun. And it's a lot of fun to watch these drivers and cars coming at you and mock. Team here, watching exactly ready for this. Boom! Well, that will do it here. Make sure you stick around for some driver interviews, top 3 driver interviews, as well as unofficial, official race results. We're still having some drivers finish out their race tonight. It's Christine McConey coming across the line in 17th. He gained 3 positions on the since the original drop of the green flag. Nice race tonight for Christine and the number 13 MCI Toyota GR86. All right, I guess we can take a look at that the Marvin Samayo incident real quick as we're still waiting on some unofficial official race results. Golly, okay. There's the contact there, sends Marvin into a slide. Look at the wheels all the way to the right. My man Marvin has definitely watched some Cars movies before, as well as he's also fought some loose cars before as well. Oh man, I hate it for him though. Almost gets the top 3 driver interview spots. Contact within the last couple of turns. Here's kind of a better look at it here. Ooh, how much contact is that? It really doesn't look like a lot. Okay, well there's a little bit of beat and a bang, and then if we slow it down here, going into the down pit. Oh man, I think it's just enough of a nudge to get Marvin loose there. Unfortunate for Marvin, but hey, Brandon Birch, he gets that final driver interview spot. I cannot wait to chat with Brandon. As well as here's one last look at it here as we're still waiting on the official race results. Oh man, it's so hard to tell there. I mean, definitely just racing there between buddies. Best camera look at it, the magical follow drone camera shot. There's the first slight bit, and here we go once again into the downhill section. Man, that's interesting because it almost looks like Marvin starts to spin before he even taps his brakes. Looks to be like it is going to be what was called there. Okay, we'll look at some unofficial official race results as well as top 3 driver interviews. We'll get with them here. It's going to be Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, and Brandon Birch, the top 3. Josh Hunter, Slater Colby, Marvin Samayoa coming away in P6. Then it is Joe Rainey, Dylan Bass, Benjamin Forian, Andreas Profana, the Italian, rounding out the top 10. Warren Johnson, the league owner. Amethyst Reese out of Crystal Gems Motorsports. Juan Hallett, Samuel Donathan, Jake Steckler. That's the top 15. Colton Juarez, Christine Maconi, Tamira, as well as Glenn Bratton and Ali Xay, rounding out the top 20. All right, as I'm magically moseying my way on over up into the interview room, I think we're going to start out here with the man, the myth, the legend. Came into this race with the points lead. Hey, that's only going to help him out some even more. Andrew Bound, I think you know who it is down there in the booth. You got yourself a copy.
Hey, I'm Sean.
Hey, Andrew, I'm doing great, man. What an excellent drive here for you tonight out of Japan. Walk us through it, man. How'd you get it done? It was a lot of fun to watch.
I just kept my head down, consistent lap times. First race with the new update in the GR86. It's definitely very different.
Man, I was doing some laps there in this new GR86 myself before the race. Andrew, what's kind of the top sort of things that you've noticed different here between this new and the legacy Toyota GR86?
It's much more pushy. I have a hard time establishing where the rear end grip level is at coming out of like first and second gear. I feel like it just has a little bit of snap overs here. The draft is basically non-existent anymore. Not the biggest fan of that.
Well, that is not good to hear, but a little bit more pushy car. I don't know, it's more fun to drive. I saw even Stone get that thing yawed out a couple of times, something I really haven't seen too much within the races here before tonight. But Andrew, back up to you, man. Getting it done once again in this West Coast Sim Racing League. Who are you dedicating this win to here tonight, that Bluey machine?
Thanks, Warren. Always hosting a good league. All the drivers coming out here, Skidmark guys, the Apex crew, West Coast Sim guys. Always good race. Happy to be here.
Well, I'm sure that goes a long way there, Andrew. We are happy to have you here, and hopefully we're chatting with us. Hopefully we're chatting with you Thursday nights up there at Top 3 Driver Interview booth.
Hope so.
All right, hey Andrew, we appreciate it, man. Appreciate your time, and we're gonna throw it down to Stone, Colby. Hey Stone, it's Sean. How are you doing tonight?
Good, Sean. How are you?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. I'm gonna start out with saying congratulations on some real life racing up at Apex, that triple Colby action, and then back out down here tonight in virtual land. Stone, you get second. What was going through your mind here tonight in this newer Toyota GR86?
Yeah, it was about time we went triple Colby action in real life, so that was good. But yeah, tonight was, I only gave myself about 10 minutes of practice, and I haven't driven that new GR yet, so it's definitely faster, but like Andrew said, it's definitely pushy, and the draft, I mean, I was literally right behind him. I was within 5/10 of him, and I literally wouldn't gain any time on him at all, which was frustrating, but it is what it is. He was very consistent, not very many screw ups, so couldn't really capitalize on much. But yeah, I mean, good to come back with second, and yeah, we'll just keep chasing it.
Man, I even started to notice that myself a little bit, going back to the older GR86 or even the Mazda Cup cars that you guys run in the Apex Sim world. It looked like, a run should have been there at least down that long straightaway a couple times. Even, I mean, you were within 0.3 of a second within him, and still no kind of run is there. But that was still really nice run here for you tonight, Stone. You were battling out there with Slater. Slater finished up in the top 5. Stone, who are you dedicating this top 3 finish here to tonight?
Obviously Warren for putting on a great league, and then Warren came out to the races again this weekend in real life and helped out with tire pressure and getting fuel in the car and stuff, so that was cool. So shout out to him, and then you for putting on a great broadcast. Wish you were there this weekend in real life, but I heard you had some stuff going on. Overstock Vehicles, vehiclebuyers.com, and just my friends and family for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stone, and hopefully I'm out there in the next real-life Apex Motor Club race. We appreciate the kind words and your time out here after the race. We'll let you get back to that new baby boy. Congratulations, Stone.
Thanks, Sean.
And I believe, hey, this has been a long time coming here, but so much deserved, and I cannot wait to hear him. It's Brandon Birch up here at, once again, top 3 driver interview booth. He gets it done tonight. Brandon, how's it going, man?
What's up, Sean?
Hey, nice top 3 finish for you. You were battling out there with Marvin Samayo lap after lap after lap. We heard how hard it is to pass in these newer Toyota GR86s. Brandon, what's going through your mind here within the differences of this newer updated GR86 compared to the old one?
I mean, it's a way better car, but it's definitely tough. The tires fall off a lot quicker than they used to in the old GR, so it's just getting used to that. And then Marvin and I were battling the whole race and bumping each other and stuff, and it was totally fine. And that last lap, the same bump just didn't do it. So I don't know if iRacing got the best of us or what, so sorry to Marvin. But no, I mean, it was a fun race. So
it definitely looked like it. Another one of those instances where, hey, I would much rather be down there on the track than up here. But, man, somebody's got to make the broadcast happen, and somebody's got to put on a show. Brandon, you did that here tonight. Congratulations on the top 3. So cool to see. Who are you dedicating this top 3 to you? Or, excuse me, top 3 to tonight?
always vehiclebuyers.com if you want to sell a car, and overstockvehicles.com if you want to buy one. And then you for doing the broadcast, and Warren for putting on the league. It's always a good time.
Hey, Brandon, I know that goes a long ways there behind the scenes. Congratulations, man. We'll let you get to have the rest of your great night tonight. And speaking of Warren Johnson, I think we got him down here for a quick driver interview as well. Warren, from up to the booth, down to the racetrack here, you're down back on the racetrack. You got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, how about it tonight? Gaining 3 spots up to P11. How would you like in that new Toyota GR86?
This new update is really good. Car's a lot faster on this track specifically. I think it was about 4 seconds or more faster.
Holy.
Easy. Yeah, they really did a good job with it. It's a little worse on the tires towards the end of the race, and that's kind of what happened to me. That's why I lost this spot to Andres. He put a pretty good pass on me in the hairpin too. So good job on him, and he had a good race. And everyone else I was racing around, Joe, Rainey, Jake, we were going at it pretty good there. Unfortunate Jake spun. Just one of those things. But no, I'm very happy with the race tonight. I did good. this is it's a good, refreshing track and stuff to be back with. So I'm having a great time tonight, man.
Man, it looks like it. Unfortunately, no racing for us tonight next Monday night, but then afterwards we head to Knock Hill. Warren, what are your thoughts going into to Knock Hill? Honestly, a track I've never been to.
Knock Hill is fucking crazy. it's a really fun track. There may be a lot of incidents, but there really shouldn't be. It's not that difficult of a track to race. But it's one of those like Oran Park type tracks where it's just super fast, super short. And it's going to be a fun one, though. Oran Park's always really fun. This track's always really fun also. There's some good places to pass on that track, I believe. A little bit better than Tsukuba. But, yeah. And then we got Daytona on Thursday, so that's a good track to send us off into the winter break. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time with those GT3s.
Gonna have a good time there, and Warren, it sounded like you had a good time out there in Arizona. Wish I could have been there, but I guess hopefully next time. Until then, though, is there anything that you kind of want to end off on here? It sounds like everybody's still loving these car track combos, man.
Yeah, so Tsukuba wasn't that great, but this one was a really good track for this car. It's perfect. No, I just want to thank everybody for coming out week in and week out, and thanks to the Colbys for having me at their house, to Darren and Milena and Nico and Cruz, all them letting me stay there. It was really, really nice of them, and I am very appreciative of them. Stone and Slater for letting me work on their cars and helping out in the garage, and Nico, of course, as well, and Darren. All four of them I was helping out with, and it's honestly, the pleasure's all mine to help. I think it's a great privilege to be able to be out there. So thank you to them for letting me come out there. It's always a great time. I can't wait to see them in January, hopefully. If not, then we'll go up there February. Yeah, we missed you out there, but hopefully we'll get you on the next one. Thanks to everyone in YouTube land for viewing, and most importantly, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He is number one, and he makes everything possible. All success is because of him. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Real quick, Warren, you know what this means, right? Now that we've had a real-life triple Colby action, you're out there helping with the fuel and pressures. I think that's pretty special. They gotta have you out there every race.
Well, if that's the case, then I was also the reason Darren's engine blew, so I have no idea. but hey, and all those cars that broke last time. But no, it'll be fun. That stuff happens in racing. So, anyways, good talking with you, Sean. I'm gonna head out of here, and look forward to the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Appreciate that, Warren, and appreciate all the racers once again putting on a show for the fans. That's going to about do it for us here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Sean Stam up here in the booth, pushing the buttons, directing, commentating, doing it all. Ooh, boy, what a race, what a finish between the top three, and congratulations, Andrew Bound, on another race win. Stone Colby, Brandon Birch, that's the top three. My name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere, because stick around for Thursday night, live from the World Center of Racing, road course style. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you then.